to start match number 2. Boys, some hearts will be thumping right now, huh?
Especially back in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Well, they're going to have Patrick Allen be the anchor man on this team. Michael's going to lead off.
Unusual but powerful style, and Lichstein comes out and whacks the pocket and leaves the solid 7.
You know, he's had that style since he was 10 years old. We used to watch him. He bowled forever when we were out traveling on the tour. And I really never thought he would develop as an outstanding bowler because of that style, but he certainly proved us all wrong.
I can remember working in the PBA press room, and Michael had to be, what, 8, 9 years old. He'd go out and bowl for hours. 10, 11, 12-pound ball. Hard and straight at the spare. And for Lichstein with a spare up and a word for Richard Wolff. A little chatting going on down there in the bowler circle tonight.
It was a word of encouragement.
I know it was. But, I mean, it's interesting. More chatter during the doubles than during the singles competition.
Light. Maybe he made an adjustment. You know, he finished off that game coming up light. I bet he moved aboard left and wacko. 4-6-10.
Looked like he got a handful on that shot, too. It looked like a very clean shot with plenty of lift, but he paid the price.
Well, the PBA lane maintenance crew, all 36 feet here, Dan. The last 24 feet are dry. And again, the ball acts as a transport, carrying that oil down the lane, changing the conditions slightly as the tournament goes on. Obviously, it's only going to change on the left side the rest of the night.
A look from the left side. Brad Snell trying to get his partner back into it, and does so with a beautiful shot on lane 13.
And we're going to get our first look at Patrick Allen.
I have to tell you, I'm very impressed with his game.
He is an intense young man. I think that's the first time he's looked up all night during the practice or any other time.
Hasn't spoken to anyone other than his partner. Comes out and tries to tear the cover off it with the opening shot and leaves it a little bit light.
That's the last thing that he wanted to happen then. He just wanted to get it in the 1-2 somehow, leave something easy that he can make or strike. Now he's got a makeable split, the 3-10. He wants to hit the 3-pin on the right and have the ball deflect into the 10. But it's not the easiest. We'll see if he throws it straight or throws a hook at it. Well, he's hooking at it, Denny. And he got it all right. He's breathing a lot easier right now.
Perfect shot. I had a chance to talk to Michael Lichstein and ask him what he thought his team's chances were this evening.
Well, I really think it depends on how we bowl. We're not going to get any gimmies. We have to bowl really good, make our spares, hopefully strike a lot, and to beat them, we're going to have to bowl really good.
Solid 7, solid 8.
An aggressive shot. All Michael can come back and do is smile wryly.
Here's the spare conversion by Patrick Allen. Watch where he throws this ball. Out around the second arrow and trusted it that it was going to hook back and hit that 3-pin on the right.
But that's the contemporary spare shooting.
Well, obviously he did it right. He made it.
He's doing the opposite. Hook it more to make the spare. But I guess the bottom line is if you make it, doesn't make a difference how. Percentages I don't think are in his favor, do you?
It seems like the contemporary shot now is you hook it at the first ball and you throw it straight at the second ball no matter what you leave. But, one-game match right now. They're still up by 8 pins. See what Richard Wolff, what kind of an adjustment he makes on this right lane.
Strike here changes the complexion of this match. Light almost caves it in, and yeah, he's struggling. He's either light or high.
He's lost his right lane entirely right now. He's going to have to make some kind of almost major adjustment because the minor ones are not working right now. He moves aboard right and he comes up high. He moves aboard left, or he moves aboard right and he comes up light. He moves aboard left and it's 4-6 at the 6-pin.
wonder if they win this game at the end of the game if they'd change lanes.
Well, they could. They have that option.
Brad Snell trying to get back on the winning track. Did you and Gil ever think about anything like that when you guys won?
Well, we only won one game. We were the tournament leader, and so we just had one game to bowl. There was no decision to make after a game or two.
Plus, the other side of that is Snell is lined up on lane 13. Would you want to give up that strike every time on 13?
No, right? If it were my decision to make, I would say, between the two, you've got to figure out the right lane, Rich. I mean, I've got my lane, you figure it out. I mean, and that he can do, rely on his talent and his ability to find something that's going to work on that lane.
The aggressive style of Patrick Allen. There's the thumper we were talking about. Little right-hand turn that trip.
6 steps. Pushes it out there. Swing kind of goes around and back. When it comes through, though, you'd look at that follow-through. Dead right and then back. It happens so often. It's not what you would teach, that he's knocking the pins down.
Strike here, and it's an 18-pin lead. Another good shot, and Mike Lichstein cannot carry on lane 13.
It's like Bob Benoit the last game. Another 6-step bowler. They got 12 between the two of them. Look at that hand, the way it's turned out. Now he's drifting to his right. Almost stops in the middle. And his follow-through kind of comes up like a cut shot in golf or something. Really interesting between these two. I'll tell you what.
But if you look at the ball position at the bottom of the swing,
which is the important thing.
That's it. It's all a question of how it gets there, and if you get it in the same spot every time, it doesn't make any difference. You mentioned probably some interest back in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Of course, that's where Larry Lichstein lives, the PBA Player Services Director for many, many years, former PBA Rookie of the Year and a champion out here. His son's bowling for his first PBA title, and I know Larry right now is just a touch nervous.
And he too. They're both watching back there.
I'm going to say you're probably right. Larry, just relax, sit back. Everything's under control. That's what Richard Wolf is saying. He says, hey, Brett, I figured it out on the right-hand lane. No problem. You just take care of the left-hand lane.
He does look relaxed and confident out there, Richard. He has such a smooth release. Look at that straight follow-through. Just flush in the 1-2 pocket. Looks like he went a little straighter, a little more speed.
For 3 in a row. Ooh, was that a good shot?
Was that a flush 7? That looked like it was almost up for a solid 9 and left to 7. He can't believe it.
Talk about a deflating shot. You could just see his shoulders shrug off. All the air went right out of his lungs with that one.
Keeps team of Lichstein and Allen, though, still in the match.
Good match brewing here in game number 2 of the Beaumont PBA Doubles Classic. Brad can't believe it, but Richard says I'm back on track and ready to strike here in the Lone Star State. Patrick Allen steps up now in the 6th, his team trailing by a single stick. He really had a big night last night in the final 8 games of match play.
Pretty.
Up to Michael Lichstein now to double things up and take the lead here in game number 2.
Well, Mark Williams looking on. 6-time champion, won the Firestone Tournament of Champions twice.
And he was pretty much the primary reason that the PBA ended up down here in Beaumont, Texas. Done a wonderful job with this tournament. And there is the slider hit. So Lichstein and Allen double up, and now it's going to get very interesting.
Okay, Michael possesses tremendous poise and confidence for such a young man. I mean, there's no super excitement. That's it, folks. I expect myself to do that.
All right. We're just going to take this one off the sheet, let everybody know that we're here. Rich Wolf looking for another strike. Oh, man, did he label that shot? Team very times in your career.
Well, I still have a callus on that index finger.
To retake the lead. Another good shot.
Pick the right rack. Good match. Good match. 1 pin to difference. 2.5 frames to go.
Pins you hear falling in the background, provided by Parker Bone III and Hugh Miller. They're the number 2 seeds.
A little extra time. See where it goes.
Messenger, not today.
Well, he handled the first spare. Let's see. He changes balls now to shoot the 7-pin cross lane. It's a critical spare in this situation. He needs to make it to maintain a 2-pin difference in the match. Never a doubt. Dead center. These kids are impressive at 21 and 23.
Well, interesting choice there. He went much straighter at the spare there.
Well, that's what you should do there. Evidently, he felt it was easier initially to hook that ball into the 310.
I agree. Made a wise decision. Critical shot here.
Michael needs to set up the 10th frame.
Lets it rip. And waxes the pocket on lane 13.
Michael's been impressive this whole game. I mean, 5 solid pocket hits, 2 strikes, 7-pin, a 9-pin, and I think a 6-pin. But right now, Wolf and Snell control their own destiny. Strike here puts them up by 12. Oh, whatever he figured out on that lane, he's been dead flush the last 3 times.
Oh, did he like that shot? And rightfully so. He's put his team in a position now to just slam the door.
A strike and 9 and a spare, and it's Lock City.
Snell with 3 out of 4 strikes on the left-hand lane this game.
Boy, they have really answered it. 9 pins is what he needs, and a spare. A strike assures him a victory. 8 or less, and we could still have a different outcome.
Can't do it much better than that.
You know, you think back that they left that solid 7 back in the 6th frame that cost them 21 pins, and they're still going to shoot 238 in this game. They are really wired for the next match, and they're going to need to be against Bone and Miller.
Perhaps a couple of PBA stars of the future in Mike Lichstein and Patrick Allen. Bowl a wonderful game, but they'll finish 4th this week as Richard Wolf and Brad Snell got the job done, and those baby faces, we may see them on ESPN in the near future.
In the future, yeah. Well, Michael said it in the interview that we had with him. He said, we're not going to have any gimmies out here. We're going to have to bowl well in order to win. And they did bowl well, just not quite well enough.
Powerful shot by Patrick Allen, who has not changed expression.
He certainly hasn't. He can take it out for 226.
Really a joy to watch these young players come out here.
Woo! Was that quick?
Kind of tore that one off, didn't he? All right. Wolf and Snell with the victory. The Associated Press named her Woman Athlete of the Year a record 6 times. She is Beaumont's own Babe Zaharias, and the winners of the annual Zaharias Award